Welcome to another epic video. Hope you're doing great, Q pals. The Season 6 of MPL Philippines has just concluded and I would like to congratulate BREN Esports for becoming the new champions. I am such a huge fan. Today, we will talk about the best heroes in the Philippine meta by analyzing the hero bans and picks of Filipino pro players. If that's exciting, you know what to do. Just click that like button to make it blue. Hey! Are you a Mobile Legends player who wants to know more about the game? Please consider subscribing to my channel and turning the notification bell on to become a certified Q pal today. We will have a huge giveaway once we reach 150,000 Q pals. So please help me revive our channel by liking this video and sharing it to your friends. By the way, in case you missed it, I also made this kind of video on the Indonesian meta, so make sure you watch that after this to compare the differences between the meta of the two countries. There were a total of 34 matches in the MPL-PH playoffs. Khalid and Kufra were tied in top 10 to 11 most picked heroes, with a pick rate of 35.3%. Khalid has been used as a tank or a side laner. He was a great bully even in level 1 because of the damage that his first skill can give. Pro players took advantage of this to distract the enemy jungler in taking his buffs to delay him as early as possible. Khalid's second skill was helpful to allow him to last longer in team fights. His ultimate skill is easy to be dodged, but it provides a great follow-up. Kufra is still one of the best tanks, that's why he is one of the most picked. The setup that he can give to his allies is just amazing. The very long range of his first skill can catch enemies off guard. This can be followed by his ultimate for the stun. Kufra's second skill can also stop enemies from escaping him by blocking their blink skills and flicker. Tied in rank 8 to 9 are Yi Sun Shin and Selena, who were both picked 41.2% of the time in the playoffs. Yi Sun Shin is a reliable jungler carry, but he wasn't that effective in the Philippine meta as compared to the Indonesian meta. Yi Sun Shin's passive and ultimate skills are still helpful in providing damage and vision. One weakness that pro players see in him is his lack of mobility as compared to other meta junglers. His first skill is a blink skill which can dodge control skills, but he becomes vulnerable once he used it offensively. Selena, on the other hand, has been a great support which really helped the professional teams to secure some early kills. The vision that she can provide is outstanding, and that is the main reason why pro players really prioritize picking her when she's open. There is a triple tie in rank 5 to 7 with Jawhead, Baxia and Roger. They were all picked 50% of the time. Jawhead was mainly used by pro teams as an initiator tank. He can use his second skill to initiate or to just disturb the enemy jungler in farming. He is great in early to middle game, but he loses his effectivity in the late game. That is why his win rate is quite low. For Baxia, I was surprised that pro players picked him a lot. He was used mostly as a tank, but he was also used in a few games as an offlaner. He is very durable, and he is also a great counter to heroes who rely on sustain. Pro players are also using him to help the jungler in taking the buff, since he can spam his second skill to creeps. Meanwhile, Roger was the second most picked carry of pro teams. He was used as a jungler or a gold laner. Roger can dish out insane amount of damage as long as he can farm well in early game. He was also pretty durable in wolf form. That explains why he just received a nerf in the latest patch. But trust me when I say that Roger is still a strong jungler carry even after that nerf. He's still worth banning in rank. In rank 4, we have an offlaner, Yu Zhong. Despite having a 55.9% pick rate, he wasn't really that effective in the playoffs. There are better offlaners who can dominate him in the laning phase. However, what's great about Yu Zhong is his contribution in team fights. His ultimate is great for zoning out enemies, while his teammates are securing some objectives. The third most picked hero was Ling, who was picked 58.8% of the time. He is a more effective jungler carry in the Philippine meta than Indonesia for having a 60% win rate. There are two possible reasons for this higher win rate though. First, the teams from Philippines did not have a prepared strategy in countering Ling. Or second, the Ling users from the Philippines are just stronger than the Ling users from Indonesia. Anyway, Ling's damage and flashiness makes him the favorite jungle carry of these pro players. Tied in top 1 to 2 with a pick rate of 61.8% were Farsa and Thamaz. Same in Indonesian meta, Farsa was used by pro players as a middle laner mage or a side laner. She can dish out a lot of magic damage even in early game, and her ultimate can clear minion waves quickly and zone out enemies. I keep on telling this, but Thamaz is the most reliable offlaner in the game right now. He is not overpowered, but he can be dominating especially in the hands of a great Thamaz player. He can bully his opponent in the laning phase, and he can be very durable with the sustain from his ultimate skill. I don't see Thamaz that much in a regular rank match, so if you're planning to learn a new side laner, I recommend Thamaz. The 10th most banned hero in the playoffs of MPL Philippines was Shotcut. He was banned 44.1% of the time. He wasn't the go-to jungler of the pro teams, but they banned him because of his potential. Shotcut can deal insane amount of burst damage which can one-hit squishy heroes. His ultimate can cause panic to enemies, that is why it is very helpful in team fights. Banned 47.1% of the time, we have Chub in the 9th spot. There are a lot of strong Chub players in the Philippines, that's why pro players have banned him as a respect to them. Chub is a great side laner because of his damage and agility. He can charge easily to his target to secure a kill. In top 8, we have Valor with 50% ban rate. He has been a reliable support with 75% win rate. Valor can annoy his enemies in early game by spamming his first skill. These pro players banned Valor mostly because of his second skill, which can deny enemy setups. He is a great counter to initiators and chargers. 4 heroes were tied in rank 4 to 7 with 55.9% ban rate. They are Kufra, Selena, Natalia, and Alice. The reasons why Kufra and Selena were banned a lot are also the same reasons why they are 2 of the most picked heroes. Natalia on the other hand was banned by the pro teams because of the vision that she can provide to her team. Teams can take advantage of Natalia's invisibility to locate enemy positions and to find a good pick-off opportunity. Despite being played as a support, Natalia still has the damage of an assassin, and she can even one-shot kill squishy heroes. For Alice, she was used as a side laner. If she's able to stack her passive, she becomes very tanky while dealing a great amount of magic damage. These pro players did not like playing against her because of that. The 3rd most banned hero was Barretts, who was banned 58.8% of the time. With 80% win rate, there's no wonder why even pro players decided to ban this hero. He is just pretty broken because of his passive skill, which can make him really durable and resilient if he can keep his stacks full all the time. After being an offlaner on the laning phase, he becomes the secondary tank who can also contribute some decent amount of damage. In rank 2, we have Esmeralda, who was played by teams as a side laner. She was banned 67.6% of the time, mainly because of her sustainability and damage. In middle to late game, she can do a 1 versus 5 as long as her opponents do not have enough crowd control. Having Esmeralda in the team forces her opponents to build some anti-regen items. The most banned hero in the playoffs with a ban rate of 70.6% was Uranus. He was also the most banned hero in MPL Indonesia, which shows that players really think that Uranus is broken. He also got an 80% win rate, and this was mainly because of his sustain. He can really bully his opponent in the laning phase, and he becomes almost unkillable in middle to late game. That is true, even if the enemies have a lot of crowd control and anti-heal items. Just a note, the only heroes that I included in this part are the ones who were used in at least 5 matches. That being said, the 10th hero with the highest win rate was Alice with 55.6% win rate. This can be credited to her scalability with her passive. She can really deal a lot of damage from items while being durable because of her HP and regen from her ultimate skill. I also want to mention that the Indonesian meta hasn't really appreciated her potential. Tied in rank 8 to 9 are Harith and Farsa with 57.1% win rate. Harith was actually the carry that BREN Esports used in their final match before becoming the new champions. Anyway, Harith was one of the heroes with the lowest win rate in MPL Indonesia, but he got a decent win rate in MPL Philippines. This is all attributed to his ability to dominate as a jungler carry even in early game. He can sustain team fights thanks to his ultimate and passive, which provides him some shield. It is almost a sure win with him if his enemies don't have enough crowd control to stop him. For Farsa, it's really the zoning capability of her ultimate skill while dealing crazy amount of magic damage, which is also a great tool for cleaning minion waves. Another tie in top 6 to 7 are Khalid and Baxia with 58.3% win rate. I've already mentioned why these heroes were two of the most picked in the playoffs, so let's just move on to the next heroes. The top 5 hero with the highest win rate was the most picked jungler carry, Ling. At 60% win rate, pro teams really utilized his ability to roam around the map, whether it is to gank or just to split push when his team was put at a disadvantage. In top 4 we have Hilda, who had a win rate of 66.7% in her 6 matches. Pro players used her as a bully tank by taking advantage of her durability and ability to regen under the bushes. Hilda can really give her enemy jungler a hard time taking his buff by bullying him. Hilda can really delay the enemy carry, while their own carry is having a great time farming. When able to stack, Hilda's ultimate can deal a lot of damage to squishy heroes, making her more annoying. The hero with the third highest win rate was Valor with 75% win rate, and I already talked about the reasons why. So moving on, tied in the rank 1 to 2 with the highest win rates were Barretts and Uranus. Both heroes were picked 10 times and won in 80% of those matches. The durability of these two heroes were really helpful in allowing the teams to win matches. This can also be translated in regular rank matches, that's why you should prioritize banning or picking them too. I also included heroes who were used in at least 5 matches in this part. There are only 7 heroes here, and they all got win rates that are lower than 50%. Anyway, tied in rank 6 to 7 were Yi Sun Shin and Thamuz at 42.9% win rate. Yi Sun Shin was one of the heroes with the highest win rate in the Indonesian meta, but that is not the case in the Philippines. His lack of escaping abilities as compared to other meta junglers is the main reason for his low win rate. But that does not mean that he is not a good hero. For Thamuz, he is the most picked hero, so players probably just got used to playing against him already. Also, if Thamuz failed to dominate his lane in the laning phase, he can have a hard time sustaining team fights in the middle game, which is a possible reason for his low win rate. In rank 5, there is Jawhead, who had a 41.2% win rate. Same with the Indonesian meta, Jawhead is great in disturbing the buff taking of his enemy jungler in early game. He is a great early game hero for that reason, but he doesn't become durable enough as the team's tank when match approaches to late game. He also has a tendency to feed while counter jungling. In the 4th spot we have Roger with 35.3% win rate. He is a strong jungler carry, but from what I've observed, his win rate got pulled down by those matches where he was used as the gold laner. I haven't seen enough Roger gold laner in a regular rank match, but I personally think that he is really more effective as the jungler. Again, even with the recent nerf on him, he is still strong. Trust me. Cho is in top 3 with a win rate of 33.3% from his 6 matches. The Cho players in the tournament really had a hard time dominating the side lane because of other strong heroes. I believe that Cho is still a strong hero, but pro players just know how to fight against him, that's why he got this low win rate. I know I've already mentioned this a lot, but you might want to watch my video about the MPL Indonesia to see how low of a win rate did Cho get there. You might be surprised. We have Yu Zhong in rank 2 with 31.6% win rate. I mentioned a while ago that his ultimate skill is great in team fights. Pro players know about this, that's why they used a tactic against the strength of Yu Zhong. Once they see Yu Zhong in dragon form, they just run away completely to waste his ultimate. When it's over, that's their signal to attack. This was very effective, which contributed to the low win rate of Yu Zhong. You might want to adapt that strategy when you're against a Yu Zhong. Finally, the top 1 hero with the lowest win rate in the MPL Philippines was Esmeralda with 27.3% win rate. Although we can conclude that the pro teams hate fighting against her, making her the second most banned hero, it seemed like pro teams also know what to do to counter her in a match. With enough crowd control and burst, it is pretty easy to counter Esmeralda. Players might need to burn a lot of resources just to kill her, especially in middle to late game, but it is worth it if you're successful because she can really be a huge threat. Which part of these rankings did you find the most interesting? Personally, I was surprised how the pro players in the Philippines value Baxia, and they inspired me to add him in my tank picks. How about you? Let me know in the comments and see you in my next video. You have a great day.